up? Welcome back to Ground Zero Salem. As always, I'm your host, Pat. Spinning this Concealed Blade LP right now. Recently, I've been trying to catch up with some of the better hardcore records that came out in 2017, 2016. Just did a quick look up on the internet. It said this came out in 2017. I could have sworn it came out last year, but whatever. It's a fucking ripper. A lot of the members are involved in a lot of other great bands that are recent. Hounds of Hate, Cream, Blood Pressure. These guys are based out of Philly, I believe. But they have some members that have lived in New York. I know Cream was operating out of New York for a while. I believe Hounds of Hate were as well. But super fucking great sledgehammering hardcore. You know, there's a certain amount of late 80s New York hardcore in there, but lots of Poison Idea too. There's a little bit of almost like some classic rock, like fucking shredding almost at one point. That sort of void about to fall apart any minute, but pulling it back together kind of thing. A lot of these great little stompy riffs. Fucking awesome record. So I got a bunch of, just been spinning a bunch of hardcore 7-inches, punk 7-inches this afternoon. I have another rare day off. Getting to be where their Mondays off aren't rare anymore. I just listened to this one. This band Elegy. This was recorded in Austin, Texas, and mastered in Oakland. So I don't know which one they're from, nor do I know when this came out. It looks recent. It's very, very good. I'd say metallic punk, probably the best way to put it. Crusty metallic punk. Kind of has that ineptity, that Motorhead Discharge, but a lot more of. First song has a certain Kill 'Em All Metallica kind of quality to it. The song on the flip has more of an Amoebics thing going on. Very well put together and well written. So Elegy is really great. This is on Arg Fuck Kill Records. That's taken from a Dayglow Abortion song, I believe. The Concealed Blade is self-titled, so I didn't fuck it up because I didn't have a title to forget. These local guys. This came out a while ago, I think last year. Some dudes that I haven't seen play live because I don't leave the house nearly that much anymore. But I used to see play all the time when they were getting started, which wasn't that long ago, 3 or 4 years ago. This band, The Sadist. Record's called Beauty Fades. This is cute right here. Pay no more than all you can. I've known the singer Tim for a very, very fucking long time. This is a great record. It's pretty original to my ears. I don't know if there's a bunch of bands doing this type of sound in the punk underground. I'm unaware of it or something, because I'm pretty out of the loop with a lot of this shit. This band definitely likes Gizm and early industrial. Not really directly sounding like any of that, but there's waves of noise and distortion and echo over everything. Really vicious, deep vocals, like shouted punk, but really low, gruff. This one actually has a few faster numbers than their older. They had a demo preceding this, and a 7-inch as well. The first demo in the 7-inch just got pressed on a 12-inch, I believe. This is actually speeding it up a little bit than their earlier material, but excellent, like, pounding riffs, a lot of memorability, excellent lyrics. I won't read them off to you, but as far as being poignant about the state of the world, they're pretty on top of their game. This came out on Hardcore Victim. That might be Tim's imprint, I'm not sure. He doesn't live in Boston anymore, as far as last time I checked. I think he was living down in New York and running a little store out of there, so good for him. He works hard. So after that, I've got a few records, the latest releases by Solvent Propaganda. And before I get into them, why don't I throw on this Cinderblock record? I think Jason Hook showed this off. I'm just going to kind of needle drop here for a moment. Let me pause this while I do that. And we're back. So, Cinderblock. This is one of the better punk records I've heard in fucking years. You know, when I was getting into the punk scene in the late 90s through the early 2000s, street punk was a big thing. Also called by some people boner punk, which is one of the funnier made-up genre names that I've heard in some time. Anyway, stuff like The Casualties, Defiance, Violent Society. There was a lot of that stuff going on. The Unseen from here, from Boston. Kind of fell out of favor after a while. Some of the bands got more slickly produced and ended up hopping on Warped Tours and stuff like that. And, you know, if you know who the Casualties are, you probably know the whole story. But this band, Cinderblock, is coming from the roots, coming from the influence of probably a lot of early 80s Oi bands, the UK 82 stuff, Riot City stuff. There's a good, catchy, anthemic Oi quality to it. There's a nice sense of melody. A tiny little bit, at least on this song, reminded me slightly of Tragedy, but I think it's not because of them wanting to sound like Tragedy, rather same range of influences maybe. This little lead. Fucking really cool. Great in-your-face, pissed vocals and lyrics, courtesy of Ellie. This guy right here. There's the insert there. Yeah, this was released on Mendiku Diskak, which was a label overseas somewhere that did the, I think they did a tour over there, and this was for the tour that was put out. There was, the reverse of this, the negative of this, was what the original pressing looked like, and that was on Solvent Propaganda. So, Solvent Propaganda put out a batch of 7 inches, trying to, as I mentioned, several updates way back when I did the genre wars about D beat. D beat isn't my favorite thing. It's something I'm no expert on. This sort of more Discharge and early Swedish hardcore influence stuff. So I thought I'd, you know, drop a couple bucks, support a local Massachusetts label, and kind of check this stuff out. Along the way, I'm discovering all these terms like Kang, which I guess is pronounced Shang, sounding like an ignorant American again, and Mangel. All these sort of types of abrasive hardcore, kind of still figuring out what they mean, you know. I will tell you that this Pollen record is fucking blown out as fuck, and is not easy on the ears or the stereo speaker. Didn't like it the first couple times I spun it. It has grown on me quite a bit though, and it's not like the same tempo, DB tempo all the way through either. It utilizes that, but there's some changes in there and some heavier parts. In a lot of ways, it almost kind of reminds me just as much of like Chaos UK and Disorder. I'm not sure if that's on the money or not. Solvent Propaganda referred to this as a Mangel style band. I don't know. Fear of Another War, Pollen, Solvent Propaganda. Center labels with the Solvent Propaganda mascot there. Peace sign. It appears this was recorded in Japan. Band is from Philly though, so cool for them to be able to record over there. I'm sure it was fun. This next one's a split. Mania for Conquest and SVAVELDIOXID. So, Mania for Conquest is American. I'm not placing where they are right now, I forget. The other band, that I'm not going to try to pronounce again, is from Sweden. Mania for Conquest is very fucking heavy. Both of them are the heavier side of DB. If I remember right, Mania for Conquest has a little bit more of a gruff, almost like crusty style of vocals. But both are really, really good. Both are suitably blown out, not as much as Pollen, though. That's, like, way up there. Like, Frompted Disclose level of distortion there with the Pollen. Then we have Vagra, the Refuse EP. These guys are from Florida. Sorry, Vagra, not Varga. This is great. It happens to come on gray marbled vinyl. It's the center labels. These guys are really good. It is probably out of all of these the closest to like almost straight up Discharge worship, I'd say. Although they tend to be a little bit faster, tend to up the tempo just ever so slightly more than the original guys from the early 80s, Discharge and the others. And also, there seems to be a little bit more of like tempo variation, breaking into kind of pogo-ish slow parts. There's a break on the first song on the second side. I believe it's the song Vagra. It goes into the sort of bass-only, bass-driven little spookiness for just a second, just for like maybe 5 seconds. Goes into like a little almost kind of death rock thing. So, not pure, you know, DB, even if it's like 95%, just that. This band, Blank Spell, really, really fucking good. I'd say for the past 10 years, more and more bands have been cropping up that are fusing early 80s punk of one stripe or another with like some death rock. A lot of bands taking a lot of inspiration from Southern Death Cult, maybe the early Sisters of Mercy material, Christian Death, all those fine bands. Blank Spell have that sort of thing going on. You know, there's always, I feel like a little bit of kind of like mob influence with a lot of these bands. The British mob, of course, not the New York one. And there's a lot of early 45 Grave in this, which is really nice. Female vocals. This is over in the blink of an eye. It's a 45 RPM LP. I think it's like 20 minutes or 25 minutes tops. It's got like 10 songs on it. WGM Records. It's got this nice matte jacket, which I like. I think it's got a poster as well. Pretty cool looking poster. But yeah, fucking really, really great record there. Really good LP. I recommend checking that out if you're into tuneful punk that's on the gloomy side. And this I was really hyped on. Kind of waited for a while to pick it up. Got it recently, but I heard it months ago and I was like, fuck, I need that. This band's Subversive Rite. The label is Bloody Master Records out of Gainesville, Florida. And don't know where these guys are from. Very heavy, early like demos era sacrilege worshipping thrashy hardcore. Super primal, borrowing a lot from early 80s UK hardcore, UK 82 stuff with just enough of a twinge of metal to it. So, you know, if you like Exploited at their most vicious, the Barookers, as well as stuff like Broken Bones, early English Dogs, shit like that. It's a little bit more stripped down and less metal than the aforementioned, but it's Broken Bones and the English Dogs, that is. But there's just a metal Discharge kind of thing, and Sacrilege, of course. Also female fronted. Very much, this isn't an official release as far as I know, but very much a bootleg approach with absolutely nothing, no center labels whatsoever, and just this very, very simple jacket, silk screen. That's it. Very nice. I like that. It's got a nice presentation to it, so nice and DIY. I imagine these are pretty limited, but I don't know how much. I think their demos are still available, but this is a recording, a pressing of both of their demos. So, yep. So yeah, trying to catch up with punk. You know, there's a ton of shit coming out on all the genres I like, and you know, I like both kinds of music, hardcore punk and death metal. So, you know, it's a lot to keep up with. But that's it for now. I'll talk to you guys later in the week. Thanks for stopping by.